Hello, world of music, and welcome to Star Spot Live Interviews. Thank you so much for joining us. So, are you ready to be inspired? Meet Rocky Michaels, our today's guest. He is the multi-award winning singer-songwriter whose honest storytelling and soulful melodies has captured the ICMA 2024 spotlight. He has been one of his songs has been on the UK talk radio Hot 100 in May, and another one of his songs has been chosen for a global campaign. So, get comfortable, stay with us, and learn more about him. Hi, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. You can hear me?
Wonderful. Yes, I can. Thank you
All
so much
right.
for being on our Star Spot.
Oh, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course, it's our pleasure. So let's get down to business. Your song Better Man was number one hit on the UK Radio Talk 100 in May. So, what inspired that emotional song?
Yeah, thank you for the question. Better Man was a song I actually wrote for my wife. Before I was married, I was young and dumb and bachelor and writing about girls breaking up with me. Um, but I'm fortunate now. I'm in a position in life where I'm married. I've got two amazing boys, and so
Oh,
the song is "You Make Me a Better Man," and it it was a very personal song. You never know when you put a song out there how it's going to be received, but the fact that people have engaged with it, and that's all I really, that's my main goal is when I put music out there, I just want to try to find some connection.
mhm.
And if they, send me a little note, oh, I love it, I can totally relate, or if I play it out and they respond, that's like the best form of currency I can receive back.
Beautiful, beautiful. You also won Album of the Year at the Elite Music Awards.
Yeah, I was surprised. I mean, I'm grateful for these accolades. I'm just trying to go out and share music that's my real life experiences. And yeah, like I said, you never know how it's going to be received, but I found early on it's a lot easier to write about real life situations than to try to make something up. And I've been writing about not just relationships, parenting, environmental causes, things that are sort of a reflection of who I am. And I never know if I'm doing it the right way or the wrong way, but I'm just definitely enjoying the journey along the way, and the feedback has been amazing.
Wonderful. That is amazing to hear. So, in the beginning of the introduction, I mentioned that one of your song was chosen for a global campaign. So, we would love to hear the story about that song and how it all came together.
I think if you're talking about I have a song called "Our Time Is Now." Um,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. I think that's the one. It was just fairly recent that it got accepted for some global campaign. That's my environmental song,
Mm-hmm.
um, and I think that the line of the song is, you know, um, something about we're all brothers and sisters of the same Mother Earth, and I know these are challenging times and a lot of divisiveness, but we're all brothers and sisters, and we all kind of do have to do what we can to get along and make this world and this earth, ours. And again, it was just personal to me, but I love the fact that it's finding some connection out there, and um, music's the great common thread that can kind of bring us all a little closer despite our differences, even for just a little while. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's the power and the beauty of music.
Amazing. So, what two of your songs has been selected for a campaign? Because there's also an uncomfortable truth.
Yes, I wasn't sure which one you referred to. So that's a strange one. Every song is personal and has a story behind it. An Uncomfortable Truth is, I guess, one of my more serious songs. That it's written from the perspective of a homeless person,
Mhm.
and you know, we've all come across homeless people, and you know, we want to help them, but we can't help them all. So I wrote that song just as a reminder to all of us that, you know, if you go and you come across someone, the reality is you probably don't know their story. You know, you don't know what the road they may have traveled, or you don't know if they had some financial troubles or illness. And so hopefully it was written as a little reminder for just some humanity along the way. You know, you don't know what people are carrying with them. And at the time I was about to release that song, I was on, might have been LinkedIn, and I noticed there was a book endeavor about homelessness in America. So I reached out to the author. I said, you know, I love what you're doing. By the way, I happen to have written this song. It might be a nice fit. You know, you're welcome to use it. I'm not going to charge you if you think it might help with your marketing campaign. And they embraced it, and so it made me feel very good about that.
That's amazing. What a beautiful story. Um, Now, you started playing piano at the age of 5? Is that correct?
I did. Yeah, I joke. My parents forced me to take piano lessons, but you know, in hindsight, I'm glad they did. And we would grow up with the piano. I'd always come back to it. You know, years ago we didn't have the internet, so it's either hey, play piano or ride your bike, you know, and but that was a great foundation, and I would always come back to it over the years. And then after college, I started a band with some friends of mine, and we'd play around the San Francisco Bay Area. I was the piano guy, and they were all the guitar guys. And I always thought, oh, the guitar guys are so much more cool than the piano guy. So, you know, just kind of by hanging around them, I learned to play guitar a little bit, and but that really lit the fire. You know, we after a few years, the band broke up. One of my buddies moved to Oregon, and we're still friends. But my passion remained, and I was writing songs, and I just continued to write songs, and I'm still doing it today.
Amazing. So beautiful. Um, so let's talk about Intercontinental Music Awards. How did you hear about ICMA?
Yeah, I think I might have heard about it. You know, I follow a lot of other artists on social media, and some of them follow me. And so I'm trying to keep my eyes and ears open. And I think one of them or had mentioned it, so I'm always looking for, you know, new opportunities, new relationships. So I dug a little further, and I really love and admire what ICMA is doing just for the artist community. So a lot of respect to you and everyone there.
Thank you.
Um, and I figured I'd submit a song. I forgot what the story was behind it, but I think it was about the time that Better Man had come out. So I figured, okay, that's my latest song. Let me release that. And um, I was surprised and honored to have gotten the recognition that I did. But I definitely appreciate all that you're doing.
Thank you so much. And we are so happy to have you as a part of ICMA family. It's a great honor for us. You just released a song in 2025, is that correct? One People.
Yes, one people.
Would you mind telling the story behind it? What sparked behind it?
Sure, sure. I think um, I never know when inspiration is going to come. I can't just sit down and just okay, I'm going to, you know, write for 2 hours. I'm like an open book, and you know, oftentimes I'll get an idea, and it'll be 3 in the morning, so I have to run to the bathroom and record something on my phone, just so I don't forget it. So with One People specifically, I think I was sitting around. It was a weekend. I was watching probably way too much cable news TV, and it was just a lot of depression, you know, just so much negativity going on. And you know, again, similar to my other song, um, it doesn't matter what our backgrounds are, geographically, you know, ethnically. I mean, we are all of one people of the same earth. So it was kind of a similar message. Um, but like I said, you know, I don't always know if I don't always try for necessarily the catchiest hook or, the most marketable. I just try to, I'm enjoying the journey of just trying to express what I feel, through songs. And sometimes that was a piano song. Um, Also, sometimes I'm doodling on the guitar or the piano and I come up with a melody, and I have to ask myself, okay, what emotion am I feeling by playing it? Other times, um, in the case of One People, I had the idea, the theme, okay, we're all one people, but I didn't have any music to it. And so I kind of reverse engineered, okay, what do I hear when I'm thinking of that theme? And so it wound up being a piano song, just kind of a simple, I call it a rock ballad. um, and yeah, that's a big part of it for me, just trying to match the story with the actual music and the melody. And is it happy? Is it sad? Is it nostalgic? And just what do I feel as I'm going through it? So that was a piano song.
Amazing. Your music, as you were talking about it, feels rooted in authenticity. So, which life experiences challenge you the most as a songwriter?
Ooh, good question. Which life experiences challenged me the most? I think I'm just a culmination of, so many life experiences. Like I said, my music before I was married, when I was in college, was, about girls and this and that. But over the years, um, you know, becoming married and having children and being a dad, and my songs really the last few years have been, I call it. It's like a living legacy. If something were to happen to me, my family has, my goofy pearls of wisdom that I'm trying to share with them. Um, and it's just true and authentic. So I just think my life experiences where I'm at right now in this stage of my life, is reflected in my music. And Yeah, that's, I'm gonna hopefully, the nice thing about being a musician is, as long as you have all the facilities, I mean, you can continue to write and create songs hopefully for a long time.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Um, are you working on anything right now? New singles, albums, anything we can be excited about?
Y- Yes, I try every couple of months. I try to put out a new song, just every 2 or 3 months, just to keep the pipeline full, so I can, on my social media sites, I'll do some pre-marketing ahead of the song. And then after the song's released, I do some post-marketing, and
Mm-hmm.
then that kind of carries over to the next song.
Sure.
So my next song is scheduled for July 11th,
Ooh.
2025, which as right now is a couple weeks away.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I'll start to put out some promos on it. And I've just finished up the song after that, which maybe I'll target September or so. Um, what's an enjoyable part for me is, I like to make music videos with my songs. And quick plug, if anybody wants, you can just go to YouTube or Google Rocky Michaels, and I've got, you can listen to my songs for free on YouTube basically. Um, and it's amazing. Sometimes I've hired out a videographer, but a lot of my songs, it's amazing what you can do with a smartphone and a tripod. These days
Yes.
technology is amazing,
Mm-hmm.
and with the editing software. So that's another elements to the overall song process that
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy as well. It's just a matter of finding the time to do it
Yeah,
all.
you do the editing too.
Uh, for the videos, yes, yes, I do.
Wow.
So
Amazing. So yeah, that does take a lot of time. It is time
yeah,
consuming.
I'm learning, but luckily my kids are much more tech savvy than
Oh,
I am, so they're like the chief technical officers. I always consult with them. Hey, how do you do this? How do you do it?
that
So.
is so
Um,
sweet.
Yeah, yeah,
Beautiful.
it's been fun.
Beautiful. Um, it's been pleasure having you on our Star Spot. I'm so happy we got a chance to talk. Is there any last words you would like to share with your fans and our viewers?
Thank you. Well, first of all, thank you for those who are following me or are going to check out my music. I appreciate that. Thank you to ICMA for again for the platform. And any new artists out there or wannabe artists, I'm asked, well, what advice would you give? Well, I think it depends on what your goals are. The beautiful thing about music is, there's no one goal. You can just, play for fun. If you want to have a goal of increasing your Spotify streams, if you want to have a goal of performing out, whatever your goal may be, um, this is what I tell our children, or I used to tell our children, when you go to bed at night and you put your head on the pillow, just ask yourself, what did I do that day to further myself? Did I do anything to grow? Whether it's practicing your singing or practicing your instrument or social media, and just a little bit each day. Make sure if whatever your goal is, just make sure you continue to further yourself and advance yourself. And there's such a great web of information and resources, ICMA, and explore, make connections,
Mm-hmm.
and you can learn from others. So those are my 2 cents worth.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you again for being with us. And uh, just keep an eye for an email, because this is not the last time you're gonna be here. We're gonna want to talk more with you in the upcoming days and weeks. And we wish you the best.
Thank
We are so excited
you.
about the music that is coming
Thank
up,
you.
and hope to see you soon. And
Thank you
have
so
a
much.
wonderful evening, I would say.
It's 10 o'clock out here in California. I'm almost ready for bed.
Okay, so have a good night. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. See you
Thank you
soon.
so much. Bye bye.
Bye. All right, everybody, that was Rocky Michaels. Thank you so much for staying and watching the interview. As always, please make sure to like, save, and comment. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now.